Okay, I'm just doing a rant here. It's not even. I'm in Bathurst, where the awful tragedy happened. The Boys in Red, January 12, 2008. A date that will live in people's mind for a long, long, long time. Now, we're 2019, in a couple of weeks, we'll be celebrating their lives, the boys that died 12 years ago. 12 years ago. Where did time go? A lot of things been happening the last 12 years. Now, I remember Kevin Bang Bang Vickers. I remember. Let me tell you a story. Sorry, Charles, this is not the time. The Boys in Red, there was really no Facebook. 2008, Messenger. I remember I got a message, a friend I was in contact, and I heard the news on CBC radio in the morning. Couldn't believe it. Saturday morning, it happened Friday. I saw Sean Graham, then Premier at the farmers market, discussed it. Terrible. They were waiting. The families were waiting at McDonald's for the boys. But anyway, we all know the story. But the sad part about all this, nobody knows I'm doing this. This is just me, After it was all done, the tragedy, the government, the superintendent, John McLaughlin, sent an email, a letter to the mothers, Isabel Haynes, and the rest saying, if you have any concern, issues about what happened, talk to me. I'm the superintendent in the area. Do not contact Fredericton. Talk to me. John Foran was the Minister of Public Safety then. He refused to have a coroner inquest or some kind of an inquiry on what happened. It was terrible. And it was a van that was unfit to be on the road. And there really wasn't any scandal. The cops are coming, maybe they'll stop, we'll get some action. There was not really no scandal, but the scandal on this issue is in 2013, John McLaughlin is now the Deputy Minister of Education. He's the Minister of Education. Can you imagine that one? But the mothers shouldn't have had to fight to have an inquest on what happened. That was sad. And there's a lot of issues in New Brunswick. It's the same thing. There's issues, prisoners dying behind bars. Is there an inquest? No. Carl Urquhart's supposed to announce it last week. Haven't heard nothing yet. Maybe it's just, but anyway. He said he would. He will do it, so he's going to do it. But a lot of stuff happened. The tragedy in Humboldt and Saskatchewan. That was terrible. But the worst thing about all this, the media contacted the families in Bathurst on what was their opinion on what happened in Saskatchewan where those kids died in that bus. Number one, it was a bus. It wasn't a little passenger van. I couldn't believe the media would contact the families in Bathurst and ask them for their view. That was disgusting. So it's 12 years. Now we got a little memorial in the little city of Bathurst, downtown. It's good. Last winter there was this much snow. It wasn't cleaned up. A year after it happened, when we came here, I'll never forget it. There was a moment of silence on the time that it happened. After midnight, and a transport truck went by, right slow. But anyway, we will never forget the boys in Reds, but we mustn't forget what happened since. It's like I said, John McLaughlin is a deputy minister. Why a van that was unfit to be on the road, and then reward him to be the deputy minister? And the mothers and the families are slowly moving on. So, yes, it is sad, and 12 years, and hopefully this will still be around in 25, 50 years from now. And hope the government has learned when there's a tragedy, act. Don't let families beg to you to get some answers.